$9.99 is not a price. It's a psychology experiment, and you have been failing it for years, possibly right now on a tab you have open. Researchers named Anderson and Semester once tested the exact same dress at two prices in a real mail order catalog. One tag read $34, the other read $39. The $39 version, the more expensive one, sold better. Not despite the higher number, because of the 9. Here's the mechanism. Your brain reads price tags left to right, encoding the first digit before it even reaches the decimal. Cornell researchers call it the left digit effect. $9.99 gets filed in memory as roughly $9, not 10. 1 cent does the work of a whole dollar. The trick isn't new. Department stores were experimenting with 9 ending prices back in the 1880s, decades before anyone said the word subscription. It survived typewriters, mail order catalogs, and shopping malls for one simple reason: it keeps working. Then software found it. In 2013, Adobe retired the boxed copy of Photoshop, the one you bought once, and replaced it with a subscription. The single app plan launched at $9.99 a month, not because that reflected the cost of running the software, because $9.99 is the number your brain barely notices leaving your account. A month is the second lever. Ask someone to pay $120 once and they hesitate. Ask for $10 a month instead and they say yes almost instantly, even though it's the exact same total, just wearing a smaller costume. The third lever is the comparison. Less than a coffee a day isn't a throwaway line. It's tested copywriting doctrine used across meal kits, meditation apps, and streaming services alike. It works by comparing your subscription to a tiny daily purchase instead of the yearly total that would actually make you flinch. Anchoring does the rest. Show a crossed out $19.99 next to a new price of $9.99. And the second number looks like a rescue, even if $19.99 never had a single real customer. The old number's only job was to make the new one look small. There's a fourth trick, and it's sneakier: unbundling. Cable used to hand you everything for around $80 a month. Streaming broke that bundle into 6 separate $9 to $15 slices, and somehow the total crept past what cable used to cost in the first place. Ledger entry. 4 psychological levers: the 9, the month, the coffee, the anchor. And not one of them changes what a product costs to make. They only change what it costs you to notice. Here's what that adds up to. A 2022 consumer report found the average American underestimates their monthly subscription spending by more than $130. People guess they're paying around $86 a month. The real number, pulled straight from bank statements, lands closer to $219. By the way, I keep it a directory of one-time purchase alternatives to over 200 subscriptions. It's called the Owned Life Directory. Link below. Costs less than 1 month of the average streaming bill. Stack the usual suspects and watch the 9s multiply. Netflix runs about $15 a month. Spotify adds $12. Amazon Prime folds in around 15 more. Disney Plus tacks on another 14. Alone, none of these feels big. Together, you're near $60 a month before buying a single physical thing. Now do the one calculation the pricing was designed to make you skip. Multiply by 12. $60 a month becomes $720 a year. That number doesn't feel like a coffee anymore. It feels like a plane ticket because it is one. Take Adobe's single app plan. At roughly $23 a month today, 5 years of Photoshop costs about $1,380. The old boxed version, bought outright the last year it existed, cost around $700 once. The subscription doesn't just cost more, it never stops costing. Or take a gym membership advertised at $10 a month. Same 9 ending trick, different outfit. Over 3 years, that's $360, not counting the annual processing fee. Most locations quietly add every January, betting you won't bother canceling to avoid it. Yearly totals trigger loss aversion. A lump sum feels like losing something. Monthly totals don't, because nothing ever feels lost, just gently drained. Companies know this, which is why almost none show you the annual number by default. You have to go looking for it yourself. Watch for the trick in reverse too. Plenty of services now advertise an annual plan as just $8.25 a month billed yearly, a technically true monthly figure hiding a single $99 charge. Same 9 ending psychology, just aimed at locking you in for 12 months instead of 1. Ledger entry. 10 subscriptions at roughly $10 each look like $100 a month. Annualized, that's $1,200 a year. Enough to buy the phone most of those apps are actually running on. None of this makes the products bad. It makes the price tags a little dishonest about scale. The fix isn't rage canceling everything tonight. It's a habit that takes about 4 seconds per subscription. The one step every pricing page hopes you'll never take. The rule: never judge a monthly price on its own. Multiply by 12 before deciding if it's worth it. $9.99 times 12 is $119.88. That's the number to compare against buying the thing outright, not the friendly little number at checkout. Quick mental trick for doing this instantly. Take the monthly price, double it, then move the decimal point one place right. $10 becomes 20, becomes 200. Close enough to the real annual cost of 120 to make the decision for you on the spot. Once a year, run this audit. Open your bank app, filter for recurring charges, and multiply every single one by 12. Most people who actually do this find at least one subscription they forgot they had, still quietly charging the same $9.99 it charged the month they signed up. By the way, I keep a directory of one-time purchase alternatives to over 200 subscriptions. It's called the Owned Life Directory. Link below. Costs less than 1 month of the average streaming bill. Then apply one rule. If the annual cost of a subscription beats the price of owning the equivalent thing outright within 2 years, buy the thing outright. Software, fonts, editing tools, even some fitness programs. Most have a one-time purchase sibling that never asks you to subscribe. Example: a photo editing subscription at $11 a month comes to about $132 a year. A one-time alternative like Affinity Photo costs roughly $70 once. Break-even happens before month 7. Every month after that, the subscription quietly wins. Not everything unwinds this cleanly. You can't exactly buy Spotify's entire catalog outright, but for each recurring charge, you can ask whether you're paying for genuine ongoing value or just paying rent on a habit you formed 2 years ago and never once revisited. None of the 4 levers, the 9, the month, the coffee, the anchor, are illegal or even unusual anymore. They're just old tricks wearing a new interface. The moment you can name a trick, it mostly stops working on you. That's the entire defense, and it costs nothing. Think of the price tag as a small machine with 3 settings. Shrink the digit, shrink the time window, shrink the comparison. Every $9.99 a month, less than a coffee sentence you've ever read was tuned on all 3 dials at once. Ledger entry: the fix costs you nothing but 4 seconds of multiplication per subscription once a year, arguably the highest hourly wage of any financial habit available to you right now. So the next time a page tells you something is $9.99 a month or less than a cup of coffee, you're not looking at a price. You're looking at the output of over a century of retail psychology, aimed at the part of your brain that reads left to right and stops at the first digit. Run the number all the way out. A single $9.99 subscription, never cancelled, costs about $1,200 over 10 years. 5 of them running quietly in the background costs about the down payment on a car. Paid in a currency of dollars so small you never felt one leave. You don't have to cancel everything. You don't have to swear off subscriptions like they're a moral failing. You just have to annualize before you agree, because that's the one step the entire pricing model was built to make you skip. By the way, I keep a directory of one-time purchase alternatives to over 200 subscriptions. It's called the Owned Life Directory. Link below. Costs less than 1 month of the average streaming bill. Final ledger entry. $9.99 was never really about $9. It was about a century-old habit of reading numbers left to right, weaponized by a modern checkout button. Now you know exactly where that button is pointing. So next time you see that little $0.99 at the end of a price, see it for what it actually is. Not a discount, not a courtesy, just a very old, very effective piece of psychology, quietly billing you every single month.